Hi BookTube, it's Missy and I haven't done a video in a week and it's been a very long time. Today I am going to be doing the Would You Rather tag. I was tagged by Lisa Sanchez. Everybody and their mom has done this tag and I wanted to do one too. So, let's get started. The
very first question is, would you rather read standalone books or trilogies?
I have a good example of a trilogy right here, The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. I loved these books. I have other trilogies in my collection or series in my collection. I am more fond of trilogies. I get more invested into the characters, which makes me want to read them again, like Harry Potter. Standalone books, I probably would just put down, like after I read it. It might be totally good, but I might not read it again. I don't know. So I'm going to go with trilogies. They are more fun to read, in my opinion. Number 2.
Would you rather read male or female authors? If you had a choice and you could only read either or.
I made a list of male authors that are on my bookshelves that I would be sad if I couldn't read anymore. There are a lot of women writers out there that are very, very good. Cassandra Clare is one of them. Laini Taylor is another. I really like her books. Of course, Jane Austen. But I'm going to go with male authors, and if you guys don't know the reason, then where have you been? This is the horror channel. I don't think I could live if I couldn't read Stephen King anymore, and he's my favorite. And Dante's Inferno is a male author. And Edgar Allan Poe, who is my favorite gothic horror classic novelist. I would be sad if I couldn't read The Telltale Heart again, or The Raven, or any of his other poems. I love him so much. So I'm going to choose only male authors.
Okay, number 3 is, would you rather buy from Barnes & Noble or Amazon?
I don't usually go to Barnes & Noble. I want to be able to go in, grab the stuff that I want, and leave. I don't want to go and then have the book not be there and drive me crazy. I love Amazon. And after $35, it's free shipping. So, bonus? I don't know. It gives me more of an opportunity and an excuse to buy more books at one time. They will have the books that I want usually, and I can sometimes choose a different cover. So if they don't have it in hardback or paperback, or maybe they have 2 editions of the hardback that I can choose from, those are always nice. So I'm choosing Amazon. Internet shopping is just so much easier. Click, click, buy.
Alright, number 4 is, would you rather have all of your books become movies or all of your books become TV shows?
I have chosen movies this one. There's certain TV shows that I really, really like. I loved watching reruns on TV, but I wouldn't, if I had the actual like DVDs or Blu-rays, I don't think I would rewatch them. Like, actually put them into the machine. Whereas movies, I have, a short period of time. So I can have that amount of time to watch my movie and then be done. I just like that it's shorter. TV series drags on and you just want it to get to the good part where you're waiting for and it's not there yet. And I wanted it now. So yeah, I choose movies.
Number 5 is, would you rather read 5 pages a day or 5 books a week?
I would choose 5 books a week. I would be sad if I had to put it down, especially if it was in like this really good part where the action just started, or the love interest just, they just hooked up, or, whatever, and then the 5 pages was over and you had to put it down. It would make me go crazy. One really good example.
If you guys have ever read, I talk about this series all the time, but Rochelle Mead has an adult series called Succubus Blues, or the Georgina Kincaid series. It's an adult paranormal romance series. And the main character, Georgina Kincaid, does that, where she only allows herself to read 5 pages a night from her favorite author, because his books, come out maybe once a year or once every 2 years, and she wants to savor that book and prolong it because she knows it's going to take a long time for her to get another book from her favorite author.
I could see that being a really good idea. Maybe I could do 5 pages from, say, 10 books a day. Then I wouldn't be actually reading 5 books a week. I would still be reading the 5 pages a week, but I would just have more books at one time. I would do that too. That should be one of the options.
Number 6 is, would you rather be a professional reviewer or an author?
I would choose author. I like to write. I would love to be published one day. That would be super cool. With being a professional reviewer, you would be able to read lots of people's books, but then you would be expected to give a well thought out review, and sometimes I would like to be lazy and just say the book was good. There you go. And you can't do that if you're a professional reviewer, and then you have to give reasons and opinions, and maybe you have to cite stuff, and I don't know how professional reviewers do it, but I choose author. That was a long answer.
Number 7 is, would you rather read your favorite 20 books over and over again, or you never be able to read your favorite 20 books and you can only read new books?
And I'm going to choose only read new books because, yes, I have the infernal devices. I'm excited to own them. I may one day, I can't say that. I can't say I may read them again one day. I should. I have to since I bought it. But I like reading new stories. See, and now this ties in with the movie thing. So if all of my favorite books have been turned into movies, so if the Infernal Devices were turned into movies from the same directors and producers that did the Harry Potter series, because all of those books came out good and we didn't have any problems with those movies, okay? We need good directors and we need good producers to do our favorite books. If my favorite books are turned into movies, then I would never have to reread them. I could just watch them over and over again and still be able to read new stuff. Right? I like it. That's my answer.
Number 8 is, would you rather be a librarian or a bookseller?
Yes. A bookseller would be super awesome. You would be able to decorate the store how you wanted it, have the genres placed where you wanted it. Maybe you could have an entire rainbow store. I would rather be a librarian. One, librarians aren't focused on the sale of the book, so they can, spend more time with the customer or the reader and really go through the library and show them all the hidden gems, which ones are good, which ones aren't. Plus, you have the ability to influence the books that come into your library. You read all these books. You could probably speak to the state and say, hey, I've had a higher percentage of young readers coming in who, are interested in these types of books. I want more children to be reading. It's important, and so you can probably request more of the YA genre or more children's books or picture books or whatever. You have that power, and a library is accessible to everybody. You don't have to buy the book. You can borrow it for free, and so everybody has a chance to read these books. So I would definitely want to be a librarian.
Number 9 is, would you rather only be able to read your favorite genre or read any other genre except your favorite?
I don't even have to think about it. I would choose my favorite genre. I don't remember seeing this on anybody's channel. I love horror. I love horror. I love horror until I die. I'm going to read horror books. And there's all different kinds of horror books. There's comedic horror books. There's slasher horror books. There's paranormal horror books. There's all different kinds of horror. There's historical fiction horror, gothic horror. So you have all those little sub-genres, but it's still focused under the horror section. I would choose horror always. Always, always.
And the very last question is, would you rather only read ebooks or physical books?
I do own a Kindle. I brought it to here so I can sit down and show you guys. But this is my Kindle. I love it. It's got the little leather casing, and It's upside down. And it holds it, and it's pretty, and it's got a skin, and this thing pops out. Let me show you. It pops out, and it's a light. And when the book is on, see the book? Book's on. Book's on. Ooh, the light comes on. And it's pretty, and it's portable, and you push these buttons, and it turns the pages, and you can hold a bunch, thousands and thousands of books on this little Kindle, and it fits in my purse, and it is awesome, and I don't have to worry about pages getting bent or me losing my page because the bookmark came out when I was pulling out my car keys or anything. But it's not the same as a physical book. You don't, I mean, especially my Kindle, because it's the old one. I don't get the colored picture. This one doesn't have deckled pages, but physical books have deckled pages, which are super fun to feel when you're turning the pages. You get like a different kind of style going. Pretty bookmarks. If I only had ebooks, I wouldn't get to use a bookmark because there's no such thing. I want pretty bookmarks. I want to be able to carry this into the shower with me since I read in the shower. I wouldn't want to take my Kindle because moisture might get into the screen and break it. That would be terrible. Just beautiful covers, wonderful paper. The smell, like everybody says, the smell. Everything has a texture. Textures are fun to touch. You want to touch stuff. And with the Kindle, you can't touch any of that stuff. Yes, I have no room for any of these books. They all could fit right here, and I could be done. But this is like decoration. This is art. And it makes my room colorful and pretty. And I walk into my room and I go, ah, I love it here. It reminds me of my favorite place in the world, which is a library. Because I own a little tiny library. And a Kindle is not a library. It's a screen. And some buttons. That's sad. That is my Would You Rather tag. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend and a good week next week if I don't make another video for a little bit. And that's it. So I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.